Hello, everyone. This is Lord Shadrach speaking with my third edition of Obscure Media. Now, this movie is a masterpiece, and there's no denying it. The reason that I call it obscure media is the very fact that even though it has a fan base, it's largely obscured by the general populace. And this is a film that deserves more than what it was given in the way of viewership. Let me explain. First, a little history as to what this film is about. It's called Dellamorte Dellamore, Of Death, of Love, or Cemetery Man in English, or rather in the United States. I was first introduced to this great masterpiece of a film by FakeSagan, aka Christopher Anderson. And this was before his channel was closed down by YouTube because of one reason or another. In fact, one of his videos, in fact, he made two videos on the topic, was a film that he considered the greatest film of all time. And he said, you got to watch this film. It's very great. It's very good. So I took up his offer in watching Cemetery Man, or Dellamorte Dellamore. And let me tell you, this film is a priceless treasure. It ought to be preserved in the Library of Congress. It's that good. It's that great. It's that legendary and phenomenal. Why is Cemetery Man so great? Let me explain the basics. It stars Rupert Everett as Francisco Dellamorte. Now, Rupert Everett is known for romantic comedies, but the reason he was cast in this film is that Dellamorte Dellamore is based on a European comic called Dylan Dog. Very good comic. I'd love to read it myself, but on to the film. Rupert Everett, as I said before, stars as Francisco Dellamorte, a gravedigger of a cemetery who spends his day reading phone books, putting together skull puzzles, and contending with the rumor of having erectile dysfunction. Now, his work as a cemetery man is not easy, because on the seventh day, he has to contend with the dead coming back to life, and Francisco Dellamorte has to put a bullet in their brain so they can go back to being dead. Now, he doesn't have much in the way of any friends. The only associates in his life, in Francisco Dellamorte's life, are Nagi, this simple-minded groundskeeper who just eats pasta and says, "Nya, nya," all the time, and this guy named Franco who's like his boss or employer. However, at certain points throughout this film, Francisco Dellamorte comes across this woman of intense beauty. Who is this woman? We don't know, because she's only credited as she. She appears 3 times in this film in one way or another. I'm not going to specify how or why, but I will say this. I have a belief that this could be a figment of Francisco Dellamorte's imagination, or maybe it's something else entirely. I don't know, but you have to watch this film. It's very good. Dellamorte Dellamore is a very great film, very phenomenal film, and I can't stress enough. When FakeSagan first introduced me to this film, he said every single shot is picturesque. It's that good. He also states that when you watch this film time and again, you'll get something out of it that you never got the first time. You'll get something in the way of feeling as if you were at this Italian village at one point in your life. It is a great film. I am glad, FakeSagan, if you watch this video, I want to thank you for introducing me to this film, Dellamorte Dellamore, or Cemetery Man. I prefer calling it by its Italian name because it's great and it deserves its Italian name over its English name. Take my word for it. FakeSagan was 100% right that this film was great. It's great. It's good. Please watch Cemetery Man. Or if you prefer calling it Dellamorte Dellamore, please do. It's a great film. It's a great masterpiece. Although it's considered obscure media because not many people know about it, it has a sizable fan base, myself included, that will vouch for this film any day of the week. So if you ever get a chance, please find Dellamorte Dellamore or Cemetery Man and watch it. It's that good. It's that great. It's that phenomenal. I hope and pray you find this film. Cemetery Man starring Rupert Everett. It's very good. Please go and watch it now. That's all I can say. Demand it. Vouch for it. Trust me. FakeSagan made me a fan of this film, and I hope to make you a fan of this film as well. Please watch Cemetery Man. This is Lord Shadrach signing off.